It's just that since Movie has left CJ, Harangi is now my favorite Protoss player, or my favorite player on their team. Because of course only Protoss players can be my favorite players. I can't really like any other non-Protosses, that would just be bad. Just be weird. Alright, so it's gonna be Harangi versus Jaehoon. Who is he yawning? Oh no, he's just like warming up his hands. Or maybe, man, he looks like he's smoking. What is he doing? Is he like doing that thing where if you're really nervous you like breathe in and out of a bag or something? And it's supposed to calm you down, except like he didn't have a bag so he just did it in his hand? Does he just have like a miniature bong in his hand? He's like getting high right now? Okay, no, now he's just warming his hands, alright. So, game number 3 to decide who's going to take the Brood or best of 3. It's going to be a PvP between the PvP Master and the Master of Recalls. Tiger Toss versus Jaehoon. Wait, what's Jaehoon's nickname again? Damn, does he even have a nickname? He must have. Well, we are going into the game. Looks like it's going to be on ground 0. Failhoon, fail toss. You guys are so mean. Failhoon. Oh man. Don't be like that. Poor Jaehoon. So it looks like Harangi's going to be the Protoss in the bottom left as the teal toss, and Jaehoon's going to be the yellow Protoss in the top left. So we're going to be vertical spawns on ground 0. I do like these spawns. They do tend to lend to more exciting mid games, where since you know, the naturals are basically going to be facing each other here, so it'll be easier to do Reaver drops and stuff into the naturals. I think it's a little bit harder to do it into the main base. But let's see what these guys go for. They are gonna make pylons. Oh man, Day9 would be so proud of you guys. Nice. Okay. So yeah, I don't know what you can say right now. Probably just gonna see fast robos out. It is a ramped map, so you don't need to go like 3 gate or anything. Probably gonna be gate robo gate or gate gate robo. I'm gonna pick one of them is gonna go gate robo gate. The other guy's gonna go gate gate robo. And Onster's like trying to. Oh man, Onster! Wow, wow. Shut down, dude. Onster like trying to flirt with the girls and just boom. Not even a slap, man. That wasn't even a slap. That just was like straight up punch to the face. I mean, you know, at least I guess if it's any consolation, at least he didn't get punched, you know, lower where it hurts. But that's pretty harsh. That's pretty harsh. Poor Onster. Poor Onster. That's a good point though, Protein Clock. I'm not really sure where you would slap him. To have a cylindrical face, it seems like it would be really awkward to slap him. But back to the game. What's going on here? Looks like core first. Is this core first? No, it's core. I don't know. Is it Zell core Zell? They're making zealots and cybernetics cores in some combination or something, and they're making probes. That's all you need to know. So it's blocking the ramp for both players. But there's no probe scouts out for either player yet, which is curious. Ah, there we go. Is Harangi gonna send his out as well? Looks like not. Sorry. Just checking that everything is functional. So we do have a second zealot out for Jaehoon. No second zealot out. just yet. Oh no, there it is. It just didn't go over to the ramp yet for some reason. That's curious. Dragoon range is on the way for both players. So far identical builds, except that Harangi has not scouted yet. As you can see, they're both like on 23 supply as well. But you know, the fact that Harangi's not scouting is going to give him slightly more minerals to work with, but not anything game changing. The interesting thing though is that, see, now Jaehoon has scouted that at least they're not cross map, and we do generally see in PvP, you know, the probes go cross map first. I think the reason for this is that if you scout your opponent as cross map on a 4-player map, you can do a slightly faster expansion. So you can maybe go for like a 1-gate expand. But it looks like no, both players going for gate robo gate. All right, so I was almost right on my prediction. I did say it would be something like gate robo gate, gate robo. Both of them went for the robo first, though. It looks like. Actually, I do see a lot of stuff there. Whoa, 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 Harangi, chill with that Dragoon. And there's actually a second gateway there. Alright, did Harangi make a second gateway as well? 2-gate robo for the win. For the win. Come on, show us Harangi's buildings. No, don't show us Jaehoon's face. He's not Bisu. Show us the buildings. The buildings, man, the buildings. Alright, 3-gate robo. Okay, that's interesting. So it's likely just going to be a 3-gate obs from Harangi against the 2-gate robo of Jaehoon. Now, so presumably that means Jaehoon, he'll get an observer first probably, and then go for reavers, whereas Harangi might just stay on observers and expand and then get much later reavers, defensive reavers. So he can put on a little bit more pressure with the early Dragoon count. That also makes him safe against any kind of weird 4-gate action. But if Jaehoon just goes for like a slow reaver immediately and expands, he can probably get his expansion up a little bit faster. Although actually no, I'm not so sure about that. Let's have a look here. Yeah, there is no sign of a support bay anywhere, so it is just observers for now, and there is actually a probe coming out for Jaehoon. So he's got his observer out. He's going to expand. Probably just going to get slow reavers, as I said. And yes, Slavic, there is a 4-gate analog in brutal PvP, and it is 4-gate. Oh, isn't that genius? You just make 4-gate Dragoons. It's like a Dragoon all-in. Do a 4-gate Goon all-in. But it's only really good on like flat maps with no ramps. Because like ramps are a pretty huge deal in Brood War, because there's a 50% miss chance going uphill. So if I go 2-gate obs and you go 4-gate and I just hold an arrow ramp, it's like really difficult for you to break me, even if you have double the production. Defender's advantage for the win. So it looks like Harangi has expanded behind, as I said. Because I'm awesome and I'm right, unlike Artosis. Zing! Man, ego's getting a little bit much. But alright, so Harangi's gonna put on some pressure here, and oh, loses his observer though. That's not very nice. And I like this position from Jaehoon. That's actually a really nice position. Look, he's making like a wall between his ramp and the Nexus, getting a good arc, and also hoping that some of the units bug out and shoot his Nexus instead. But it looks like, is he going to have enough units to hold here? It looks like he will. Wow, very nice Dragoon control. Pulling back the Dragoons, just kind of dancing them back and forth a little bit here to spread the damage. But it looks like he is going to have to pull probes, though. He is still just on 2-gate production against 3-gate. And, well, he will be fine, though. His Reaver should be out shortly. And once that comes out, he'll be absolutely fine here. But it looks like Harangi has also gone for a support bay. And he still has a higher Dragoon count from the 3 gateways. But his expansion is going to start mining a little bit slower. I think he killed maybe a probe or two just there. But it's still anyone's game at this point. I think the most, probably the most interesting thing that actually happened in that fight is that Harangi lost his observer and Jaehoon kept his alive. So he's actually going to poke over here and see exactly what's going on. And they can move that back. Of course, you know, the build time in the Robo is quite precious. You know, it's actually very similar to StarCraft 2. You know, in StarCraft 2, you don't want to be, you know, you obviously want to keep making, you know, Immortals and Colossus and all those awesome units, and you don't want to keep, you know, having to make observers with your Robo. And it's very similar in Brood War, you know. In PvP, you want to be making more Reavers and, you know, shuttles if you lose them. You don't want to have to waste Robo time on observers. They also, you know, the gas cost is a little bit annoying as well, obviously. And it looks like Harangi gonna go push out here with his first Reaver here being quite aggressive. He's gotta be very careful with that, not to go too close. Although look at, I like this position though. Ooh! Wait, how did that not splash a probe? Notice that he's keeping his shuttle very close to the cliff along the bottom. He's like hugging the edge of the cliff instead of doing it just in the middle. That's a very smart move because if Jaehoon tries to run in with his Dragoons and snipe the shuttle, he can just fly over the cliff and be out of vision of the Dragoons. Now, there is the shuttle there as well for Jaehoon, so that makes it a little bit more risky. Because that shuttle will obviously provide vision onto the high ground, but I think that was the intention there, and that's actually very smart. Because I mean, we have seen some pretty failed shuttle attacks recently. There was that one game, especially on I think Sniper Ridge between, might have actually been Snow and somebody else, where he just like is doing this fancy shuttle micro, doesn't pay attention, and then loses both his Reavers in the shuttle. But oh, looks like we actually have speed for Harangi. He's going into the natural Diva. Oh, looks like just one or two probes there. And he's going to move back. He's got to be a little bit careful, but this is exactly what I was hoping for. As I said in the beginning of the game, you know, since their naturals are so close to each other by air, very likely we'll see some really fancy Reaver harass. Interestingly, Jaehoon actually has an observer kind of in between their bases, I think. But, you know, it's not in position to actually spot the shuttle. You might want to bring it back a little bit so we can get vision on the high ground. There is quite a long cliff behind your natural minerals there, so it's going to be a little bit annoying. Meanwhile, it looks like Harangi going to tech up. Getting a Citadel, going to get his Templar tech pretty quickly after that, most likely. Get some speed lots, some Archons, some High Templar, all those lovely, lovely units. So, it's like Observer is seeing it though, and woo! Some more fancy Reaver micro here, and of course since he does have shuttle speed, Harangi can afford to be a little bit more bold with this shuttle. Still has to be careful, of course. Still quite a big investment, especially now. It's kind of like a double-edged sword because since you invested in the shuttle speed, it's if you do lose the shuttle somehow, it's like an even bigger loss because then you've also spent all that money on shuttle speed for no good reason if you lose your shuttle in Reaver. Shuttle speed is actually quite expensive. I believe it's 200. I'm actually wondering, how much does Warp Prism speed cost in StarCraft 2? Can anybody tell me the resource cost of that? I actually can't remember now that I'm trying to think about it. Because shuttle speed is friggin' expensive. Meanwhile, looks like both players actually have a very nice gateway. Of course, Harangi, legendary for good gateway placement, but Jaehoon not doing a bad job himself, actually. Looks like a quite nice layout, and meanwhile, it looks like we actually have a DT drop going in. And oh, it looks like some people are saying it's 100. Okay, so that's a lot more reasonable as a cost. And that is a lot of gateways going up. Jaehoon might actually just go for a huge 2-base climbing here. He's going up to like 10, 11 gateways against the 8 gateways of Harangi. Meanwhile, I think Harangi saw that. I'm pretty sure he saw those DTs. He's like, hey, wait a minute. Why is my probe running into an invisible wall here? And it looks like Observer getting taken down, but this is definitely like just a huge, going to be a huge 2-base climbing for Jaehoon. Look at this, he's on, is that 10? 11? Whatever. He's on a multitude of gateways, and he's getting Archons as well. Now what is Harangi doing? If Harangi, oh no, Harangi's getting Archons as well, okay. I think that's the correct move. I was afraid that Harangi might try and wait for Storm, but nowadays it seems like players generally just go straight for those Archons. But still, he's going to have to get a really nice position here if he wants to hold this off. There's going to be a lot of speed lots coming out as well. Speed lot Archon is actually very cost effective against Dragoons. And he's actually got a probe though at his 3rd base. I feel like this might be a fake. I feel like he might be hoping that Harangi scouts this and is like, oh, well I guess Jaehoon's taking a 3rd, so I can, you know, go put on some pressure. But actually, Jaehoon will be doing this huge attack. Although it looks like Harangi's actually the one that's going to be aggressive here. Harangi, oh man, he better not commit too heavily to this attack. He's going in, he's got his 2 Reavers in good position, but there's a lot of Zealots buffering for Jaehoon. Actually, it looks like somehow Harangi might be coming out ahead in this engagement. I'm not sure. He's got a lot of Zealots flooding in. Both players do. Slight defender's advantage for Jaehoon due to the shortened reinforcement route, but actually somehow Harangi completely crushes Jaehoon's army there. I don't even understand what just happened, but Harangi crushes the army, and it looks like he only needs 8 gateways against the 10 gateways of Jaehoon. I guess Jaehoon's production just hadn't kicked in there. He, you know, cut a couple of units to add on those extra gateways. And Harangi hitting at the perfect time here is going to take this down. The Reaver's going down, but it looks like a lot of reinforcements coming out, but it looks like, no! The wave of reinforcements, the reinforcements from 10 gateways is going to push Harangi back here, and Harangi, seeing that wave of reinforcements, should realize what's going on here. Should be like, wait a minute, that was a lot of units coming out. Looks like +1 actually also done now for Jaehoon. No upgrades yet for Harangi, and Jaehoon, surprisingly enough, is actually just going to expand here rather than just do a huge counterattack with all his gateways rallied to Harangi's base. I'm a little bit surprised he didn't do that, but of course, you know, there is the defender's advantage, so perhaps he just wants to hold on to his advantage now that he thinks he has, and he definitely does have it. He even has a DT going in here to Harangi's third, going to take down that probe, not going to bother swiping at the Nexus, and oh my god, Harangi almost losing that speed shuttle. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, you can't get in there. There's a cannon. I like that cannon at the front. I think in late game PvP, you absolutely need cannons. One cannon at your front, and then one cannon in each mineral line. And one cannon at your front, by the way, at your rally point is actually quite crucial, because a very sneaky thing that Pronosis can do in this map, in PvP, is if your rally point is like far away from your natural, or just like out of range of a cannon, you can just run like a DT or two to to your opponent's rally point and just snipe all their High Templar for free. It's like super obnoxious. Because usually you're not going to like keep making observers, so it's unlikely there'll be an observer there. So they won't have a cannon, they don't have an observer, and you just like, if you just kill like 1 or 2 High Templars, it's instantly worth it for the Dark Templar. And often you can get more than that. So it's pretty. So it's something to watch out for you little baby Protoss. Of course, if you're very careful with your army and you keep observers with everything, I guess you can skimp on the cannon. But I just feel like that 150 minerals investment is absolutely worth it. But then again, I am a cannon lover, so what are you gonna do? Anyway, Harangi looks like he's gonna try again here. And oh no, his Reavers! What is the Reavers doing? Ah, the Reavers! The Reavers! Drop him! Drop him! The shuttle's gonna die! Oh my god, he got huge shots off on the Zealots, but that was freaking crazy, man. It looks like he's now gonna lose his Reavers. Harangi, I don't know what that was, and I think he's gonna get pushed back here because those 2 Reavers in the back of the army of Jaehoon are gonna do a lot of damage here. He's gonna go after the Reavers and the shuttle. The shuttle is gonna survive. Harangi just suiciding his army in there. I don't know what he was thinking. I think Harangi got way overconfident. GG! What the hell, Harangi? Dude! What? What? Oh man, I think he just got a little bit overconfident there. He was just like, well, this worked the first time. I guess it's fine. Oh, looks like Karo's showing up. Morning, Karo. I hung out with Karoton and BR Tarol this weekend. It's pretty awesome. And a bunch of other nerds. No.
계속해서 그 펀치들을 막아내는군요.
예, 뭐 안정적으로 승자가 공격적으로 하고 이제 김재훈 선수는 수비적인 위치였었는데 여기서 이경민 선수의 공격이 좀 많이 남기는 했습니다만은 리버가 여기서 한꺼번에 빵 죽어버립니다. 예, 그렇기 때문에 추가적인 병력이 더 밀지 못해서 결국 좋은 타이밍을 좀 놓친 이런 그 상황이었고 저 타이밍이 거의 마지막이었죠.
그러네요. 저 리버가 차로만 있었으면 분명히 후속 병력이랑 더해서 이경민 선수가 잡을 수 있는 상황이었는데 어쩜 리버 두 개가 이렇게 사이좋게 한꺼번에 갔을까요?
그러니까요. 예, 정말 그것도
Yeah, X-Pac, that DT at the third, I don't think it was that big of a deal. That's like C minus level thing where it's like, oh, he sent a DT to my third QQ, let me just go all in him. It's like not what you do. Just like calm down. Just like send an observer there.
김재훈 선수의 덕분에 승리를 가져갑니다. 자, 이렇게 전반전 마무리가 됐고요. 잠시 후에 후반전 실제의 투수가 가져가기 위해서 열심히 노력해야겠습니다. 후반전으로 돌아오겠습니다.
Man,